What's going on, everybody? Jason with HOJ Forge. Today I think it is time to start getting this forge put together. Kind of doing it under this lean-to. I've got to rebuild a coal forge from the ground up. I've still got most of the pieces from my old one, but I don't know. We're going to have to see how that's going to work today. So with some help, we got the post vise set up. We got the other vise set up. We got the table set up. We got the anvil set where we want it. We got this table over here set up that holds all my tongs and flux and all of that stuff.
It's pretty sturdy.
We've got the blower where I think it's going to go. And I think right there where that big square is where the forge is going to go. And I think I got a pretty good work area. Everything within arm's reach of the anvil. Even the crazy kids. So let's go over the parts of the forge and how to put it together. When I was forging in my garage, I had to roll the forge out of the garage every time I used it and then roll it back in every night. That's where that roller came in. Just a furniture dolly from Harbor Freight. And I actually, even though this forge is going to be more permanent under this lean-to, I actually want to put it back on that dolly just in case I have to roll it out from underneath the lean-to. It's just going to make life a little easier for me. So that's where it starts. Then I've got these two legs I found at a scrap yard. I think I actually got them for free. I think they just gave them to me. But they were for some kind of table. But they'll get bolted down to that cart. And then I built this frame that goes in between them, which will hold the actual fire pot. My fire pot is this old brake rotor off my Jeep, or one of my former Jeeps. I've used a whole bunch of different ways to keep the coal from falling in. This has actually been one of the better ones. I just welded these, I don't know, what are they, 1/4 inch, 5/8 bars across it. Keeps the coal up, lets me clear the clinker out, and lets the air through really easily, lets the ash fall through. So that's been actually the best. I've used expanded steel with whole, perforated steel, stuff like that. But this is what works best. On the bottom of it, I just bolted this flange, got it at the hardware store, and then this 2-inch pipe, 2-inch steel pipe goes down to where I clear the ash out, and then this piece will screw into there. And that's where the hose, the forge will go. It's 3-inch dryer hose is what I have in a 2-inch pipe, so as classless and ugly as it is, I'm going to have to use some duct tape to seal that up, but that'll be that. On my original Ford, I had these metal shelves that went to the scrapyard, and I flipped them over, welded 2 of them together, cut a hole in it, and that was kind of the table. I didn't bring those with me and was wondering what the heck I was going to do. And then I found this. This is to one of our animal cages. We raise rabbits occasionally, sometimes. And this was the tray that slid in the bottom of one of those cages. We never use these things. We hang the cages so when the rabbits poop, it just falls to the ground. And we never use these trays. So this is steel, and I can cut a hole in it, put the fire pot in, and then mount it to those legs, and that'll be a nice table to hold the coal and everything for the forge. Since my base is those legs and that cross member, I'm going to put those together first. Now, when I first put this together, I had put this down like that, and then set the table on top of it so that it was a smooth surface. Over my years of forging, I have decided that that wasn't really necessary. I never got it to seal up right around here, but this brake rotor isn't so thick that the coal won't go over top of it and down where I need it. So on this one, I'm doing it the opposite. I'm going to cut a hole in this and set the brake rotor down on top of it, and then yeah, I think that'll work. It's going to be magic. Poof! Ninja dust. I got bolts in all four corners. If you're doing this, I suggest you might try and find some place to bolt it down in the middle. From previous experience, unless you have a nice thick table, it's going to get hot and it's going to warp. So ideally, you know, you'd want to get a nice little reducing coupler or something and put it on here, make it look all nice. That's ideally. I don't mind the duct tape as long as it works. Just gonna look a little, you know, redneck, but hell, I'm in Tennessee now. Everything's redneck down here. Now, if everything worked right, I should be able to crank my blower, everything cut, and we should be ready for a woo. And you know, ha, look at that. Well, I think that successfully started. Maybe not the best to use damp cardboard, but the real test for me is, am I going to be able to get this up to forge welding temperature? So let's stick some steel in it and find out how hot I can get it. See the sparklers on the camera, but it's definitely melting the steel, burning it, you know. That's forge welding temperature, that's for sure. Alright, I'm going to call that a successful forge build. Couple of things I will have to do in the not too long term is put some kind of chimney up. Because I can already tell the heat's going to be too much for this roof, just even though it's an open, you know, not pavilion, but lean-to. The heat's just going right up there, so I'm going to have to do something to draw that smoke and the heat out away from the roof and out the side and up. So I will source a chimney of some sort and get that built. But I think we're ready to get forging, so stay tuned. Forging videos coming up.